Goes live. There we go. Welcome to another episode of Minneapolis by Night. Uh, we have some vampires about to have a chat about the virus going around. Um, so yeah, Myrcella has sent Blake a text message stating that they need to that she has some news for him and that they need to talk. She sent Midian here a message prior, I believe, asking when he was available and stating that it was probably best to meet in her territory, as it were, just because she's got the facilities to handle the situation.
Yeah, last
And
time she told me that the best place to meet her was at her office.
yep.
So Midian will just arrive there.
Okay, and Padre is probably here, assumedly.
Yeah, seeing as he lives there, yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this easy and say Blake's just now arriving at the compound.
Okay, well, to make life easy, you guys arrive probably at the same time. Blake knows the spiel because he's been here. There's a gate. Somebody pretty much allows you guys in after checking you out, and there are armed guards at the door that will allow you in because you're expected, and they will lead you up to Myrcella's office, where there is actually one other person outside the door armed as well.
All right, Midian will go up first, introduce himself and such.
Pleasure to finally meet you, being
Yes.
as you apparently have my contact information courtesy of Alex, who apparently is not courteous enough to return my calls.
That's unfortunate, but we need to get this business done. He takes a styrofoam box out from behind him and says it's got a vial inside it. And he's like, I received this earlier. And he offers it over.
I know what this is. She just chuckles. I have one of these myself.
Ah, good. Means we know we start.
And actually, by the way, Rick, Will, I need you guys to roll me a single d10.
Yeah, initiative.
As per vampire storyteller here.
Come on, Dice Stream.
Just a single d10. That's it.
One moment. What's it based off of, just out of curiosity?
It's just higher or lower, basically.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I not just roll fudge dice for that?
Huh? No. He wants it to be a d10.
There you go.
Goody.
Oh, goody.
That's
Yep.
not what this is. Oh,
Okay.
God.
Congratulations, Rick. You're not infected. I'm sorry, Padre. You are.
I've been feeding off of food supplies at the mansion.
Yeah. Well,
You're
that's
around
not,
me.
Yeah, but it's not just it's yeah.
You're
That's
around
Okay.
me.
Bill. That's why he said he's already had me roll it. He already knew what was up with Blake. He just needed it from you guys too.
Oh,
You
is this
were
what
around me.
got sick?
So,
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty much based on a 5 or higher is not infected, 5 or lower, or sorry, lower than 5 is. So
Okay.
just so
Skin
you
of my
know.
teeth.
Can I willpower and true faith that shit out?
I don't know.
we don't know yet.
Well, actually, I do know. I know that it is a. Well, we're gonna get to that information actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's going to look at Midian. What I do know is that this virus affects each clan differently.
Wow. Peculiar.
Yes.
Please elaborate.
Well, it affects each clan differently. I'm not entirely sure like what why it does this, but it mutates with each different blood strain as far as I've been able to tell.
Wow.
My cousin and I were experimenting with things last night, and this is what we've come to, we've figured this out. Um, and she just kind of looks at Blake and she says, actually, your blood was quite useful as a control in this experiment because it is infected.
Oh, goody.
Midian kind of scoots away from him just a little bit. Maybe he'll put
Yeah,
on this. Maybe he'll put on a mouth mask.
I can safely say that this house is clean. My cousin went through it and looked.
He nods. He's still a little concerned, however.
Because there's somebody infected right there.
Right. So, what I'm trying to do is see how it affects everybody differently. I'm trying to collect as many blood samples from as many people as I can.
Alright.
Okay.
I already have yours. She looks at Blake. I've used some of my own. I've used some of my cousins. And some of my other cousins, as well as but I don't have much else to go on.
Well, I guess I'll offer what I've got. Might as
Thank
well
you.
put a stake in the claim and get this behind us. This
Right.
is not going to do.
Well,
Considering we need this is affecting our capacity of bringing in numbers internally and externally. This got to be knocked out quickly.
Well,
right.
So what?
I'm willing to bet that the mutating nature of this virus means that you're going to have a different serum for every clan type.
Yep.
Well, see, what I've noticed is this one cure completely eradicates it. It doesn't matter who.
Oh,
So I'm
well,
trying. I need to
oh,
figure
boy.
out. Yeah, yeah.
You just
Well,
gotta
that's
replicate
However,
it.
she holds up the vial that Midian had passed over. That's not enough for everybody,
oh,
nor
nice.
is the little bit that I have, which is the same amount.
So we need to reproduce this stuff.
Which I am working on and have been working on for quite some time.
Well, I'm definitely
It's
here to put my brains towards the effort.
And mine. My limited medical skills, bringing them in for good use.
right, right.
Especially an expertise for Clan Tremere, considering it's different for everybody.
Right, right.
Question: uh, yeah, did you test the cardinal blood?
She looks at Dante. Not yet. Uh, Pretty much all I can do is my cousin actually has the ability to see the changes in everything.
Okay.
So him and I are kind of working on this together because it is a magic-based virus,
Wow.
Ooh,
which
This is
means
this. The more I think about this, it seems personal.
yeah.
You know, somebody's head needs to wind up on a pike. This is not going to do.
Yeah, considering if this is magical in nature, it's going to affect us, and it's going to affect us differently. Who's
well,
to
that's
say?
why it's different for every clan. I'm suspecting they knew
Yeah,
who they were messing with, and
It's
my,
gotta
they
be
did
an
their
inside job.
research.
It's
yeah,
gotta
my,
be an inside job. It's gotta be. No one can have this kind of information just flippantly.
mhm. But here's the thing, my thing. Uh, we may be having the infection part, but who's to say it's going to start acting like uh, the from the Resident Evil movies, where there's like one person in it, just affects them completely differently and not kill them, but like benefits them greatly.
Yes, sort of just like in also in V for Vendetta.
Yeah. From what I could I figured there's at least two of us that are mystical in origin. Who's to say it's not going to tweak out like that? In our two clans gesturing between me and myself, he'll gesture between himself and Myrcella.
Alright. Well, what I need to do is get you guys down to a sterile area so I can take some samples.
Alright.
Midian nods in understanding.
Blake, I already have several of yours. So I don't need to poke you anymore. You do not need to be my pincushion.
Out of character, giggity.
I just
And,
got that too. That's funny.
she looks at Dante and Midian. Well, whenever you guys are ready. She stands up.
Oh, I don't have all night, so let's get this behind us.
Very well. And she will lead you guys to the basement, into the lab.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Intelligence medicine dice. Cool. Right there. 2 successes. Okay, so I know what I need to know. Next is going to be a dex medicine, because Dante knows where your supplies are.
Oh yeah, and what are you gonna do?
He is going to get a clean vial and a clean syringe. And I will take that 1 success.
And pop himself?
Yep, he is going to take his own blood.
Okay.
1 success. It's a little like shitty looking, his tourniqueting on it, but
she watches him do this and she just kind of half smiles. Okay.
Blake actually comes over and helps.
Well,
It looks better. That's his dex medicine.
Actually,
okay.
Come to think of it,
what she's going to do is she's walking over to the area where she keeps her supplies and grabbing 3 more syringes and needles and saying, "I need this many more."
His immediate response, he looks at her. Oh.
Yeah, it's not just one. She needs
Well,
at least a few.
I'm assuming as a medical examiner, you have the current, most up-to-date type of equipment.
Yes.
Cool. He just grabs the vials and changes out the vials.
And she's going to look at Midian. She's like, "Do you want to do it yourself, or would you prefer me do it?"
He knows the protocol. There's a reason why someone does it for you, so he just offers his arm.
She'll throw some gloves on and deal with, and yeah. She pretty much, the moment she got down here, suited up to the full force of habit.
Well,
Yeah,
it's not like Midian walks around in a blood splattered lab coat, so he left that in his
exactly.
lab.
He's not Dexter.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
Well, he actually kind of is, but worse. But let's move on.
and
Right.
yeah, so she'll start poking you there.
He uses the coughing reflex to lessen the pain of
Yeah,
shock, and then
yeah,
he'll sit there and
yeah,
just wait through the process.
yeah. She totally does legit work here.
Wow. I was about to do a
Smooth
healing
criminal.
roll, but that's nice.
Yep.
That was
So
Just let
nice.
your medical professional do it for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Holly.
precisely, yes.
Just verifying I don't need to make a stamina medicine roll.
No.
Okay.
No. You're
Okay.
already infected. Why would you need to do stamina
I'm just saying. Do I need
medicine?
to make my stamina medicine specialization a hypodermic roll here?
No.
Yeah, that would have probably would apply when you injected yourself.
I'm kind of poking fun at the whole situation, but okay.
I
Moving on.
know, I
No.
know, I know.
No. So, and she looks at Blake and Midian, and she's like, "Now, I don't have samples from some other clans. Uh, would be helpful if I could get my hands on some."
Ah, you're by now.
Well,
If they know they have it, they're not going to be leaving their domain. That's the problem.
well, there needs to be some kind of mandate that we get these samples because it's that or
Yeah.
their ass, and I'm not willing to let it be my ass.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. This isn't somebody playing games. This is a matter of life and death, for lack of better
right.
wording.
Well, we're all dead.
Yes, yes.
More dead. I think she's meaning more
Precisely.
dead.
Midian just
Oh,
kind of rolls his eyes a little. He doesn't understand social banter at all. He's just kind of there, being quiet. He seems a little dull. His eyes are blank. He's like a little detached, really.
Right.
the lovable
So,
monkey.
I've tried contacting the sheriff, and no answer, as well as Alex, but
I've
no
been trying to
answer.
get a hold of. I've been trying to get a hold of the deputy in the game slash funeral primogen, and he still hasn't answered me back.
Very well.
Oh,
I
Wait, turn the
definitely
call.
need. And then I believe. Let's see. She sits there and she's like counting on her fingers, thinking. Okay. So yeah,
Perception psychology, what is she trying to get a hold of?
she's trying to think of what clans she needs samples from. She's recounting who she's got them from, basically on her fingers, and then trying to recall who she doesn't have them for.
Okay, is it just me or is Dice Stream being a bitch?
What do you need
uh,
rolled now?
3 dice.
Dice stream is working fine for me. You had a
yeah,
9 and
me
a
too.
7.
Bop.
Why not?
Did
He probably just
he
restarted.
just try to roll?
Yeah, he had
Oh,
2.
okay. Um, we can't get a hold of the anarchs, so because they were the first hit.
Right.
Uh,
I
you
have
haven't gotten
sampled.
Ventru, Corridor,
Nope, I
Gangrel.
Gangrel, Bruja.
So,
Um,
oh, you have Tremere.
yes, I do.
He basically rattles off. Uh, you haven't gotten a set type yet, which is
No, I
going to be
don't.
sneaky at best because I haven't met any in the city yet.
Nor have I.
Uh, it's unknown if there was one of the Slewbury here in the city, or I would have said them.
Right.
Then again, that would be an unknown to begin with.
Correct. No, I think of, and I think I need some Nosferatu as well.
Oh.
Asmite and Ravnos are covered, as is my clan. Yours. And yours. She looks at Midian. So,
He didn't
yes.
even indicate himself because he's figured as much.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Sedite, Gangrel, Toreador, Nosferatu, Ventru.
I do not think there's that many Zanisi in the
Zenisi,
Camarilla, if at all,
La
or
Sombra.
here in the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've just recently lost a Samiti.
Hmm. I'm going to have to put up feelers for anyone and everyone that I can regarding this because it's going to help in the long run knowing how it works with each clan.
Yeah, you
If I
might
know how
also
it works
want
with
to.
all of them, I might be able to one up this like the vial. I might be able to do better than this if I can figure it out.
Wow. Uh, how far
Well,
have you gotten with the replication process?
considering the time we have, we may have to just go forward with a prototype, put that into action, at least to
Right.
get the disease out. Perhaps we could keep a sample of the disease on hermetic seal and just test it, and maybe we can re-inoculate after.
Yeah. I was quote unquote told it here's the OOC stuff. I think between the cure you have and the people now involved, you can get it reproduced and even boosted. That way they can't try the virus another way. At least the same virus.
There we go. It proves a little immunobooster kind of thing.
Yes,
Vaccinate.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think if we can go through this and look at it in a closer way with everybody's samples, we might be able to make better than this. But until then, you're right, absolutely right. If we
Go
replicate
ahead
this
with
and proceed into working on it, then we can at least utilize what we have at our disposal already and get it out of the way and then make it better, just in case.
Oh, let's get to work. You've at least got a few people that we hit first with the reproduced
Correct.
product just in this room.
Ooh,
I'm going to
snap.
see if we can get Bill in here so we can actually do some work.
I'm here.
I said Bill, but hi, welcome back.
My bad.
Hi.
Internet.
So we're going to try to hopefully try to do some work on it.
Well, look me up if you need assistance.
Very well.
That maybe in a few minutes. Out of character, if she can keep Bill in here,
Right.
unless he's going to be a little bit standoffish and just tell her the role about the end.
Let's see what he
So,
says. He's like, all I said was, Bill, you might need an adult. He's like, why?
We need an adult!
It's like we may want to try to work on things a little more while we're all here.
Yeah. And we can actually probably do a really nice teamwork role because
Yeah.
there's a we've all got medicine in here.
Yep.
And two people that can probably handle the science part of the
Right.
medicine.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
sweet. It's like, send me the link. Yay.
Yay! We get an adult.
Alright, he's coming.
Do you need me a gunner?
And he goes, uh, out of character, literally, I literally, he can't even bring in somebody. Blake can't even bring in somebody to handle the wards on the chemistry with the virus still in play.
Correct. Okay.
Alright, get out of
Well,
the adult.
while we're here, we might as well put our heads together and see what we can do in regards to at least replicating the aspect of the cure that we do have. Now, I mean, we gotta get this done.
Yeah.
So basically, what she's gotten blood samples from the other two and has asked to see if anyone has been able to get a hold of anyone else so we can get blood samples, because the only other people she knows are Kevin, Alec, and Alex, pretty much, that she doesn't have samples for.
Midian wouldn't. He doesn't socialize much.
Yeah. So I guess we can start. What? We need. I need. Well, we can analyze what we have in the best ways we can. However, like I said, my cousin was assisting me in actually looking at them and seeing how they changed. So his skills were kind of key in that aspect.
True. That
But
might be factoring in with if we got the super antidote.
correct. But she's gonna put the ones back that her inventory, like she's gonna put away the samples, Padre and Midian's samples here, because she obviously is going to need Vittorio to help her look at those. But the ones that they did go over, she will pull those out and be like, "This is what we've worked on so far, and this is the stuff we have information for. You can work with this right now."
Yeah. Well, let's get to work.
Yep. So they're gonna the three medical freaks here, Midian, Myrcella, and Blake here, are gonna all go crazy with this stuff.
Great.
Cool.
Tell medicine to go 2-7.
Burning
Intel
willpower.
medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Burning willpower.
Yep.
We're gonna burn willpower too.
Burned. We all burned our
That
name.
is
1,
still
2,
that is
3.
still 4.
Crappy.
That is still 4 with the willpower.
Yep. Mine is 3 with a willpower at 7.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know what is wrong with you.
Man, look at Midian.
Nice.
Metal.
Nice. We've all had 3 or higher successes. Yay!
Okay, what were you trying to figure out?
We're
Basically,
trying to
we're
see what we
replicating.
can come up with. Yeah, what we can come up with in regards to the samples we already have and the cure. We're actively working on with what we have, the blood strains or samples, and trying to figure out how to replicate it with what, like I said, with what we currently have.
Okay.
The other ones, like I said, I'm waiting for other samples, but it's not going to hurt to keep trying with what we already have.
Well, from what you all can tell is the fact that each individual sample seems like it's, I don't want to say a completely different virus, but it's a mutated version of the original virus, for lack of a better term.
Right.
So I think Midian is going to hypothesize that this virus mutates depending upon the blood it comes in contact with.
Yes.
That would be a very good hypothesis.
Yeah.
The human sample seems like it was the best you can guess is because there are some similarities. It seems like the human sample was more of a test run.
Okay.
Oh, all right. All right. So, Blake will go. So, Marcella, you said that the cure itself it will take out all the strains.
Yeah. Should. You mean why have one if it's not going to work?
Yeah.
And she says, "Why do you want to be a guinea pig?"
Uh,
She actually looks at Padre, and well, she doesn't know about Padre technically because she hasn't tested his blood.
yeah.
But Blake, she does know about.
Yeah. That might be a good idea considering if I can get if it works on me, I can we can replicate it afterwards. We can get Clan Tremier's blood specialists involved in this as well.
Right. But I am gonna quite literally take. I do want to make sure that it's going to work before I actually. I'm gonna utilize some of the cure
Okay.
in
Just
his.
remember, it was a very small vial.
Yep. Well, no,
Be
that's what I
very
said. In the tainted blood.
Okay.
I mean, unfortunately, that will take less at this point, but I have to make sure it's going to work before I try it on someone,
Yeah.
legit someone. So,
Well, I can tell you, in the vial is not enough to cure anyone.
okay, so it's just
No.
play
It's
with.
just enough. Yeah, it's just enough so that you guys can play with and begin working on a replication.
Right.
So
So
basically,
I'll
we need
play a
to
little bit.
start replicating.
Yep.
Start working on getting it in the process of replicating.
But yeah, I will take a little and take another one of the blood samples and actively test it just to be sure.
Okay. Under the microscope, you see an immediate reaction.
Okay. So now, this should be interesting. I kind of want to take. I'm gonna play with both ideas, infected and uninfected sample, and do the same.
Uninfected, it doesn't do anything.
Nothing. Good. Legit.
It just seems to kind of float around.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. All right. So if we can get this replicated in a timely fashion, then you should be okay. I unfortunately don't have enough to outright give you, right now. But if
Maybe
we can play with this enough,
maybe we could try to disperse this as a gas. It would take less and cover more ground.
You'd still need a lot of the cure, and you don't have enough in that
maybe.
vial.
So
Well,
we
have
still have to.
to actually reproduce it.
Yeah, you got to find a way to reproduce it. That's
Mike.
been the big problem right now.
Yeah. Assuming that would be an intelligence medicine roll
Yes, it would.
or science.
Well, you can use
What's
intelligence
the
medicine
diff?
to try and figure out exactly how much you would need.
Right?
Yeah, what's the diff?
Yeah, I would be trying to figure this out too, because I'm trying to.
Actually, ironically, it's not intelligence. Well, you can
What is it?
guesstimate. You can guesstimate, but you need more like an intelligence mathematics kind of role, or
Like
intelligence
science?
kind of role. Yeah, science.
Okay, well, let me see. I believe I have science.
Medicine will work
Damn
to
right
give
I
you a
do.
general idea about how much you need, because from what you've seen, that small drop that she used cleared that entire sample.
Yep.
Okay, so
I
an
mean,
intelligence medicine to figure out how much you need, and then an intelligence science to try to figure out
intelligence
how.
means to figure the exact amount.
Okay, well, I'm going to do intelligence science then.
Intelligence medicine will give you just a general idea about how much you think you would to affect everybody in the city.
Hey, I got a 10, 7, and a 9
Okay.
in intelligence science.
You would need a tankerful. Just
a tankerful?
Just to ensure. Basically saturate the area to ensure that it got everybody. Because not everybody comes out at the same time. You know, if you only do this one shot, you may only get about half the population. So
if
you need a tankerful to keep going.
Right. If we're going to try to do this in one shot, like Midian suggests, we are going to need a lot. And I'm not talking about like a 5-gallon bucket a lot. I'm talking about a tanker a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Remember, the smaller the sample, the less the cure has to work with. That's the difference. That's the reason why you figured out it would take a lot.
If you want to make it an airborne thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize. That's not practical.
No,
it's
not.
I got 3 successes, Bill, at this 6 to guesstimate how much you'll actually need for to inject one person.
For one person? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You would need at least a couple of vials of standard size. The vial you got with the cure is only a smaller size.
So.
Okay, so we had to replicate it in his. We'll say, well, as far as going per person, you just need a standard size vial replicated.
Oh, okay.
A couple.
We'll roll an intelligence check, all 3 of you.
Okay.
Fine, I'll do it, but only because you asked.
I'm saying standard, so it's 3 successes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It dawns on all 3 of you that you guys have tested the cure on the disease, but you haven't tested the disease to reinfect the same blood.
Okay. Well, I can do that right now.
All right.
Basically, just take a tainted sample and put it in with the one you just cured.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, it does fight it a little bit, but it seems that because you only have a small enough sample that at least a small enough amount of the cure that you put in there, because you have to be very sparing with it, that it takes over and completely eradicates the cure. Good news is, from what you gathered, the larger the dose, the more potent the cure is, the less likely it is to reinfect.
Okay. So at the small amount we have, you can be reinfected. However, with a bigger amount, it should do its job properly.
Yes, you can make a reasonable assumption to that.
So we would have to hit somebody with two vials per person.
Correct.
Try like 4 vials per person.
Okay, 4 vials.
Four is the magic number.
Yes.
See, I
4.
knew it. Four.
4
Four is the
vials,
magic
4
number.
vials specifically per person, and that would have to literally hit everybody in the city. Hence the tankerful.
Yeah. So.
Anybody want to do a
Guess.
population check in Minneapolis and then guesstimate on, you know?
Oh God, I don't
Add a few
want
more for add a few more for the vampires and the
to.
mages.
I don't want to. I'm scared.
Hence why I said a tankerful. You're trying to cure an entire city, and not just some small podunk town. You're trying to cure a major city.
Now, keep in mind here, Minneapolis is ground zero for this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the
So,
good news is you do have a group currently trying to work on it who could probably duplicate it for you.
Okay.
CDC.
Oh.
They have an entire organization of people that, you know, as soon as stuff like this comes up, they have ways to replicate it. As long as they have the means.
I can imagine that they would. However, I don't know these people, and considering it's affecting kindred, this is more of a...
It still affects humans, it just goes away.
Yeah, but not in the same way.
Yeah.
For me to bring the CDC in on a kindred matter would be very bad.
Yeah, there's
just tell them it's a cure for the humans.
Outreach all over the place.
I
Furthermore,
mean, for me, for you, yeah, masquerade breach, but not that matters to me. But the fact of the matter is,
Okay.
no.
So
here's the catch: not a single character has the lab to recreate it. Not a single one. That's the catch.
Oh.
Okay, so can I do
You will have to go to an NPC for it. I will tell you that to reproduce it.
So what makes my lab not capable? If I can figure this out.
You don't have the micro degree and the microbiology degree. That's the only catch.
Okay.
Because it affects on a cellular level. The mages ain't. You know, these guys weren't stupid. They know what they're doing.
Gotcha.
If you can duplicate it on a cellular level, in other words, you need some major tech for that. And you just have the basics for a mortuary and and
whatever is in this lab, yeah.
Yeah. You don't have the high-tech equipment it would require. That's why I say no PC has the ability, because they don't have the high-tech equipment. That's a lot of money. And that's the only difference.
How much money?
Quite a bit.
You know why I'm asking, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you have the resources for it? Yes. But
yeah, I definitely have the resources for it. I just have to actively sit down and do the other bit, and that's going to take more time than we have.
And I will tell you, it will deplete most of your resources, at least temporarily.
Right, well, yeah, and then on top of the other stuff that Julian handed on to me as far as his business stuff to handle. Because he's pretty much like, these are yours now, have fun.
So, if this only attacks humans as a cold, how are we going to convince the CDC to reproduce this the way we need them to?
They're already saying they're not going through the CDC.
Okay.
Yeah, because that would
be a masquerade breach.
It would be a masquerade breach, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you were very careful about how you worded it, and as Holly said, none of you guys have the contacts to do that.
And I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't be stupid. They would test the blood and see that something was off with the blood there.
There we go.
Correct.
Kindred blood, not the same as human blood.
No. Apologies.
No, I mean, it's just a route. It's one of the people who could reproduce it. You would just basically have to ensure that it was very controlled and only limited people in the CDC would know, and that would take a lot of influence, a lot of pull to be able to do that.
Correct.
Okay.
There's only one player who has that kind of pull.
And right now, Blake does not know this
I
part.
mean,
Oh, yes, you do.
I've got medical pull. That's about it.
Remember, when the CDC comes into a place, they don't answer to anybody. They're part of the federal government. They don't answer to anybody. They are their own separate entity, even when it comes to medical stuff.
Yep.
Basically, even the MEs have to answer to the CDC.
Yeah. So feasibly, I could already be in contact with them technically.
Technically.
If they contacted me, being that I am an ME.
Yeah. Oh, I probably should put that in. Yeah, they would have contacted you just to see on your input.
Right.
Because word would have gotten out that you have at least one of the victims of this attack. The very first human victim. The very first and only human casualty so far.
Yeah, exactly. And I also had people in my lab actually working on the virus too, if I recall, at work, working on that stuff as far as the human stuff. So.
Yep.
She would have offered, I mean, if they had contacted her, she definitely would have given them her notes on the human victims and obviously kept her kindred stuff to herself.
Yeah, we'll just say that. I forgot to put it in BBB. So.
And she obviously isn't going to be like, yeah, I took some of those samples for my personal lab too. That's obviously information being left out. Just to be very, very specific here. Just yeah.
Take all the fun out of it.
She's gonna be very careful in watching it.
So there is the one route, but it has the same effect as a too small a dosage would cure, and that went out of the city.
Just out of curiosity, how did you plan on distributing this via airborne, anyways? Just out of curiosity. I mean, this is pure OOC, but how would you have delivered the cure via airborne?
You buy a whole bunch of foggers. You can make a slight hack to them, and you know what I'm talking about, like a nebulizer. Those things that you use when someone is sick and it disperses mentholepsis into the air. You buy a series of those, and you just put the formula inside of them, and the device will do the rest.
Do you know how many you would have to buy to
Quite a few, but you can probably make some more hacks to it and make it bigger, or there are bigger versions of it. It's something. It's a device like that.
Remember, on stuff like
fogger, basically a giant fogger.
I'll leave it at this. If you were to order the amount it would take, you would have federal agents at your door.
Great.
Think about it.
No. None of us have that kind of influence and pull. No.
No, someone does. Well, not federal level, but. I'm just trying to make you guys think. I mean, yeah, you could do that, but it would take
a lot.
It'd take a lot, and then you'd be in deep shit.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can inoculate some ghouls and just have kindred come and feed on them and get inoculated that way.
That's a very long, drawn-out process.
Actually, that Bill, there's it's not a it would be a long and drawn out process, but Blake has the gold population or is getting the gold population to do that. Donors are everywhere.
Yeah, but it's not that easy. Again, you're trying to affect the entire city.
Yeah, true.
Not everybody's going to come to the Tremere. In all fairness, the Tremere have done nothing to make any of the other Camarilla even want to deal with them at this point.
Lovely.
The only one who did was Ransdale. He's gone. It's common knowledge. Right. Ransdale is now the head of the Tremere. Since then, there have been no efforts made by the Tremere to do anything to assist. That's the problem that you're going to run into, is because you have a lot of, the Tremere are already very, distrusted. The fact that you haven't really interacted with them makes them only distrust you guys more. So they would not, it would take a lot to convince the other clans to even deal with you, because you've given them no reason to.
Yeah.
That's the catch. It's just like, there are certain clans that just, strike everybody as kind of off, and it would be very hard to get everybody to agree. Even if you said you have the cure. Because think about it. Anytime the Tremere say they got anything to fix anything, there's always a catch to it.
Right.
Always a catch to it.
Well, then maybe we should use a different distributor than the Tremere.
I'm not saying you guys can't do a massive scale. I'm just saying I'm trying to get you guys to think. Certain things will draw attention, and certain things will keep people from coming.
Right. And
the real catch
Right
is
now,
nobody has figured out how they got this started in the first place.
that's actually on my to-do list.
yeah, patient
It's on a couple
zero.
people's to-do list. Everybody wants to know how it got started, because as soon as you find out how they spread it, then you can figure out the best way to counteract that.
Correct.
Because I can tell you, one person did not do all this.
Oh, I can guarantee it wasn't one
Common sense would
person.
tell you that. Yeah, they'd have to be a traveling motherfucker.
Like I said, I already know that it's pretty much designed as a biological weapon against vampires. So.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew this was.
And they know, and they've made it different for each clan. So.
Vittorio told you last night that it is magically imbued. I believe he told you. If he didn't, well, then he kept it to himself. But I would imagine he would tell you that it does have magic within it. But maybe not. I don't know. It is Vittorio. Who knows?
Yeah, this is Vittorio we're talking about. So we for the all intents and purposes for the right now, we need at least 4, maybe 8 files to take care of the current problem people in the room, and then, but we need a tanker full just to take care of the city. And we could do it, but it would bring too much attention from the federal agencies that we don't need.
It depends on how you do it. There are ways you can get around it. You just have to think about it. Obvious ways. Hey, just take one of those planes that disperses agents across
Crop duster?
Yeah.
Crop duster? That's
use
what
one of those.
I was thinking. But still, that's going to be we're going to be needing the tank.
The crop dusters, we could use a whole bunch of drones. That might be a little less conspicuous.
Correct.
Alright. So basically, the point of moral is get Myrcella, the medically inclined people, to a lab that has the equipment to replicate this shit.
Hey, here's a curious question, Bill. My lab at home doesn't have the ability to do this, but what about the one at work?
Now you're thinking. Yes, ME's office would. It wouldn't have the large enough size to replicate the cure in a way you need, but at least it's a starting point, and you could break it down from there.
Yeah.
The problem is the only labs that are big enough are usually either privately owned or research labs for pharmaceutical companies.
Well, here's what it's not big enough, but it's a start to get something started.
Yeah.
Correct.
I can use the work lab, and I will put my own money into the equipment, so that way they aren't paying the bills for it.
Okay. You can use it to basically cure one vampire at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that would,
It's
I'll give you an estimate, that would take about, just to reproduce the cure alone in enough quantity, would probably take, say, a couple days just to reproduce the cure, just in a quantity to take care of one vampire.
yeah,
So
that's
you got
basically
you got a couple weeks, if not a month or so, before you be able to get every vampire in the city.
Right.
yeah. So basically, for Blake and what we don't know is Dante. We'd need at least that's probably all of us working around the clock before we have to drop daybreak to get at least 8 done.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, you'd still take a couple days to get enough of
Yeah.
the cure.
Right.
No matter what, it's going
Well,
to take a couple days to reproduce it because it's not exactly an easy cure.
yeah.
But this virus isn't exactly easy to, wasn't simply created. They took time and energy to create this.
Yep.
Obviously, this is, from what all of you can tell, is that this has been in the works for a long time to get it just right.
Yep. So basically, we're probably so Myrcella gets 2 new interns and a colleague come with her to work.
Right.
Either of you have alternate identity?
Hi,
Hi.
I have that thing
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
Nope, I
that-
don't.
Well, if you don't have alternate identity, you're a masquerade breach, and the Camarilla will destroy you. Just
Wait.
FYI.
I just stepped back in. Sorry, I stepped out of the room and don't have a kid yelling. What's going on?
I'm just asking. They want to go to work with Myrcella, but they have to have an alternate identity. They can't go in the names they're in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Blake, I know, has an alternate identity, so he can do it. You don't have the medical expertise to do it. Yeah, so you could easily do it with a different name. Midian would have to get an alternate identity. He couldn't go in as Midian.
Yeah.
Fuck it. If he's looking for an alternate identity, Dante will turn to him at this point. Are we out loud speaking about alternate identities?
No, that was
Yes. No, not.
Well,
No, it was
she's actually, like, she's been contemplating how she could get them in her lab, because that thought did just occur to me. Like, wait, I have a big enough lab at work to do this. So.
Yeah, Dante will look at Myrcella and kind of just raise an eyebrow and look around. We need to get them into the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Okay.
at least 2 and 10.
I'm spending a blood point. I don't have to roll for this, but I do have to spend a blood to do it. I'm pretty sure Bill double-checked that because I don't have books physically on me. Shroud? I think I just have to spend a blood.
So
Please and
basically,
thank you, by the way.
that takes care of 1.
No,
Blake,
Shroud's a 10-foot radius, bro. And I can make Shroud move.
I was just thinking, Blake can go in underneath one of his alternate identities and just be like, "Hey, I'm Marcel's intern."
Well, we can shroud us all. Or I can shroud us all to get us in. Once we're in, she can just falsify documentation for us.
True, that's the word.
I also have chameleon that I can use from the gargoyle tree.
Shroud requires a manipulation occult, difficulty 7.
It requires what roll?
Manipulation and occult, difficulty 7.
Okay, give me one moment, and I will do that, seeing as I'm dropping Shroud to illustrate for everyone. Manipulation.
Okay, before you do this, here's the catch to this.
No one but me can see through it.
Those within the cloud lose all sense of sight and feel as though they've been immersed in pitch. Sound
Aren't they
also warps
also,
and distorts within the cloud.
Well, if the
So as long
problem,
as you let him by the hand,
Yeah,
and it
like
says,
I
it even
basically
says
I'd have
specifically,
one of them grab my robes and then have the other one grab that one.
yeah, it even specifically says, even those possessed of heightened senses, eyes of the beast, tongue of the asp, and similar powers suffer the penalty for blindness due to the unnatural darkness. So in other words, no matter
Okay.
what anybody else has, you couldn't fucking use it to see through.
Wow, that's a changeover from revised to 28. Nice. I'm happy with that. So
Here's
yeah,
the catch. Here's the catch, and one thing nobody ever understands. If you run across an older vampire, they see through it. The disciplines don't tend to work against these older vampires. But
older
for
as
those who
in
need
generation or actual age.
as in generation.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
There's a majority of it right there. But
I appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Hey, Bill, I have a question for you real quick. Do you have a PDF write-up of Anarchs Unbound and Lore of the Clans?
Yes.
you know what?
Can you do me a favor? Can you shoot those to me somehow?
Re-download them. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. I'm looking for something specific to actually put to the plot, so that's the only reason I'm asking.
So, actually, I was, Will, you might want to wait on that until we get there, then drop Shroud, at least around me, you, and Midian. She can walk in without impunity.
I wanted to say that if it's too laborious, I can become invisible myself.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're not invisible to cameras.
Well,
That's another bad thing about
I'm
Shroud.
only room temperature.
There's another thing
And
bad
as
about
long as
Shroud,
I
guys.
move slow enough, nothing can really see me. I match the texture, the color. It's not like obfuscate.
Okay.
Bill, what's the other bad thing about Shroud?
It's in the side chat.
The effect is not cumulative with Shadow Play, although targets asphyxiate as per Shadow Play if they reach 0 stamina. And everybody who's in it gets knocked down 2 stamina, I believe it. Is that what it says?
So,
I'm not worried about mortal beings. I'm worried about getting hindered in. Chameleon might actually be the better route for Midian.
so it's just me and you, and
Just be me and you rolling in probably a 4 foot by 5 foot shroud, and I'd be spending blood every round to keep it rolling with us.
that's what I was about to say. Let's wait. You have that primed, but have it wait till you go off when we get there, because Myrcella can walk in with no problem. Midian has a chameleon, and the effects shadow play is more of a not shadow play. The obfuscate's going to be more of a short burst until we can get in and have her falsify the documents, and so we can walk around.
Well, as far as I'm aware, unless he has Cloak the Gathering, he can't obfuscate the rest of us.
Well,
And
I don't
here's-
have obfuscate anyway. I just have chameleon from Biscuit Trita.
Okay, here's the other problem that you guys haven't thought of yet. She works around mortals. It affects mortals.
Well, yes, and I understand that. And Bill, I'm also going to point out I'm not on Path of Humanity, so human life I could give two shits about in general.
But everybody else would.
Right. Padre's giving his response.
Except Blake.
He's giving his answers to that.
Blake's not on humanity.
Blake's not on humanity, but
What's everybody's conscience?
Yeah.
What's everybody's conscience?
I have conviction, not conscience, so I don't care.
Okay, what's
Blake
your
conviction is 3, but Blake actually has to care about the prey.
Yes, he does. Blake does.
Conviction
He's on the
3.
humanity path. He's on the path of feral heart.
Mine's only 1.
Oh, if he's on Path of Feral Heart, he shouldn't care anyways because they're prey.
They're prey, but you're needlessly killing them.
Like, at least that's how I understand it. Now, I could be wrong here.
There is a tenement that it's. Well, there is a there's this thing in Feral Heart now that basically I have to care about the prey. You needlessly kill it. You can't feed upon it later. So basically, you killed the prey with your shadows needlessly. He's going to hurt
Yeah. So basically, I'm probably gonna be like the. Because we can't really have infected people going into this lab.
Yeah.
Humans. So I think that.
It'd probably be best if you went in by yourself at first.
Midian, yeah, if I went by myself, I can actually try to recall a better timing thing to try to sneak Midian into if I go by myself initially and just try to work on things.
Yeah.
Figure out timings as to when other people are actually in the lab because humans have to sleep.
And actually, there's one thing I want to ask to add in for that. If you could actually get Blake in as an intern, so he can actually cultivate medical influence.
Oh, you have medical influence?
I need to. I'm wanting to get some because that actually will more than likely help him boost his medicine skill, along with some aspects of Path of Blood. Because you could have to actually do medicine to analyze the blood that you're working with.
Right, but I can't take you into a lab until
Until
it's
I'm
dealt with.
cured.
Yeah.
And actually, when you do that, that'll give you an excuse to bring me in because you technically with medical professions, they would give like the standard vaccination because of what you're working with.
Right.
They would want to do that insight, so you could sneak those do sneak four extra vials in, no problem.
Exactly.
So it takes care of me. And if you we can. I don't know about Dante.
No, I don't
What's up?
either. Not until Vittorio and I can go over the blood.
Yeah, we don't know about you, so we're basically we just basically ran up a plan to bring in the one person that we know is infected.
And by the way, those who say they don't care about the mortals, you would care about the camera while hunting you.
Yeah.
Is one
Any
thing.
destruction of mortals would be a
However,
breach
if
of
I dispose of
masquerade.
the bodies, there shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah,
True, but those are people that would be missed if you're going into a medical field.
Right.
Yeah. Blake will also hurt you because he's already at a -2 frenzy on you, and you're killing prey needlessly.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to give you a heads up. I mean, that would be the
No,
consequence.
no, that's fine.
I mean, I'd rather not start, a whole, well, okay, your character's now blood hunted and, you're dead. I'm just trying to give you alternate ideas.
Right. No, and I appreciate that. Like, that's kind of my common sense playing in.
Oh,
yes, that would be common sense kicking in.
Actually, I got an idea. Blake will actually go. Myrcella, I think the intern idea would be a would be most beneficial for me to at least get me in because I believe anywhere in the medical profession there's at least some standard in vaccinations that you have to do in sight. You getting adding in 4 extra files is not that big of a deal.
Some people like corpses, others can't.
I I have an idea to get other people in. Basically, start up a shot clinic, a free shot clinic. Basically, say it's a new you've got a new vaccine for the flu, and the blah 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 is making you start up a shot clinic for the local population.
Right.
And if it's a vaccine, so people everywhere are going to be wanting to get one, except for the except maybe the kindred, other than the ones in this room.
Right.
Unless I can get with the prince and say, hey, we got this. Myrcella the Giovanni is got a shot clinic. If we show up, we uh,
I'll
and
be
get
right back.
the vaccine. We won't have problems. And she's working
Correct.
on an Uber cure to take to where it won't work completely. Because I actually had to talk to him in like about a week to 2 weeks in a meeting.
Correct.
Yeah. Did Tremere have to explain why they didn't show up for the Primogen meeting?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I was
You
there.
showed up late.
I showed up late. I
Oh,
even
you
gave
showed
an
up late. Okay.
I even gave an excuse why I was in singing.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I was trying to remember. There was someone that didn't show up at all.
Malkavians. Then again, I don't think the prince is kind of caring with that one because they're probably
Not
thinking,
really.
"Oh yeah, fuck, it's Malkavians."
It's okay.
They're
They're probably
excused.
just, He probably got lost. Yeah.
Right. And he actually apologized and gave an excuse, like, "Yeah, this is why I'm late." And there goes.
So what have you guys figured out?
So he goes. So does that sound like it'll work? Over to Myrcella.
Repeat that, please.
The free shot clinic and bringing Blake in as an intern and they bringing hiring him on as an intern so to do the whole standard inoculations thing and adding in the 4 extra files.
Okay. I mean, as long, yeah, we can get those extra vials in there and
Yeah.
all that. I mean, like I said, if you got the background for it and you're actively gonna work, that's totally legit.
Yep, I've got the alternate identity background, and I'm gonna. He would actually actively work, and internship is basically like a part-time job, anyways. All he has to do is report to Arcane Books, say, "Hey, I'm going to school. I'm going to be needing these blah 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 days off, blah blah blah." It's
Right.
he would actively make the point where his presence is known, his face is known, blah blah, that sort of thing, and he'll be working.
Okay.
And I will probably be I'm going to be blueberrying this.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything they need to accomplish in this scene?
Not that I can think of.
Not that I can think of. I pretty much got the approached the idea, and he's already going to make a note to tell the prince what's happening on the cure front.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna have to go in on her own initially and figure it out, or start that, so that way we can get you the cure and.
Basically, you'll also probably have to do the paperwork. He will give you like text you the info of a Christopher Hale.
Christopher Hale.
Yeah, basically that's his alternate identity that he's going to go into with uh, for the quote unquote internship.
Okay.
So that way there's at least a paper trail
Right.
where
Right.
they don't have to deal with like some random guy showing up at the ME's office.
Legit, yeah. We can go through our routes and get the legit paperwork taken care of, and
And I think we made Bill go to sleep.
yeah.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
So if everybody's got their scene stuff done, I'm gonna stop this. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.